Welcome. Today I'm going to take a question written in by a viewer. Here goes. Varkha, please help. We rescued a cat during COVID from our building compound and made her ours. Before COVID, we had decided as a couple that we didn't want children. But what has happened now is that my wife has become obsessed with our cat. The cat has overtaken our lives, so much so that she now feeds the cat with her own hand as if it is a child. She refuses to accept that she's taken it too far and possibly gone a little nuts. Please help. I wasn't surprised by this question because the trend today is about the concept of pet parents. I've had pets growing up and have a loving fondness for them. But today, what I see around me makes me worried. I know the points that I will make today may sting some, and many people will dislike what they hear. But what the hell? I'll take a professional perspective of why this sudden shift towards pet parenting has become an obsession with many. The many who obsess about their pets are actually the privileged few. The average Joe who's struggling to survive doesn't have the time of day to invest anything in what would otherwise be a fondness for an animal who gives him some joy. So, let's hear it. 1. Do not confuse human interaction with having a pet in your home. Nothing, and I repeat, nothing is more important than human connect. Your pet, an animal, cannot replace emotional, intellectual, social engagement. In fact, studies have shown that people who often introduced pets into their homes because they were feeling lonely are far worse off. Why is that so? Because they haven't invested the same effort in building human connect. A pet cannot engage with you in the same manner that another person can. So, you leave yourself isolated and alienated from social contact, from social connect, which is an important need to feel fulfilled as a human being. Unless you want to reduce your cerebral capacity to that of an animal, I sincerely urge people who have pets and are fully and only devoted to them to review that their human interactions do not and should not suffer when an animal comes into their home. 2. Many people who become obsessed with their pets are actually compensating for some other lack. Yes, the lack of building a relationship, maybe with their partners, their inability to get along with their children, the reciprocity that is required for friendship with their peers, relatives, and friends. There is an actual gap. Now, what happens is instead of working on what really matters, which is rebuilding a bridge, solving for whatever difficulties there may be, they introduce this pet into their homes and become completely, intensely devoted to them. What happens? The relationship, which is in trouble, continues to remain in trouble, sometimes getting worse. And the pet, who obviously gives unconditional love, becomes the center of attention. Remember, relationships will ask for accountability. You and I will be called out for poor behavior by our children, by our parents, by our partners, by our friends. A pet will unconditionally love you, but you do not understand that in that unconditional love, you continue behaving poorly and have no accountability to what your part in your relationship problem is. 3. A lot of people love to control others. Pets give a feeling of complete control because they subjugate themselves to the owners. That means you are so determined to see that someone listens to you always. You can literally ask him to sit or stand and they obey. And in this need for obedience, for complete submission to yourself, more often than not, pets are revered better than humans. At the end of the day, humans have a mind of their own. They will choose to agree or disagree, take your suggestions or not take it, and they will have their own points of view. So you need to ask yourself that are you so much in need of control that the only thing then that you are able to control is your pet. I know in this age of wokeism, the term owning is unfortunately frowned upon, and therefore the term Parenting has been substituted. So you can't say that you own a pet, you have to say that you parent a pet. What we forget is that meanings play a huge role in emotional wellness. Parenting is a very loaded term. The minute I say I am a parent, I have to do whatever it takes to give resources, time, space, energy, effort to whoever is kind of dependent on me. With that philosophy of parenting a pet, you forget that that same resources, energy, love, acceptance that you give to the pet, if given to another human, would improve your relations. There is nothing wrong in saying owning a pet because even when you own something, you can be considerate and look after it very well. And it will not in any way dilute the effort or the love that you have. In fact, I feel people today who are parenting pets are forgetting about the most important aspect of looking after, putting their mind to people who really need us, which is our old parents, our partners, our children, our friends, and whoever else that matters and is significant to us. So I can go on and on. But just to sum it up, go back to owning your pet, stop parenting them. 2. Realize that if you introduce the pet to take care of your loneliness, you're possibly worse off because you've isolated and alienated yourself from real human connect. Compensating by introducing a pet rather than working on what really matters in terms of your relationship is not going to allow you to live a fulfilled life. And ask yourself, why do you need so much control that you constantly want to dominate somebody who will fully and only and always listen to you? Dear writer, please do share this video with your wife and I hope she gets a perspective. If you like what you hear, please do hit the like button. Please do write back with any other questions that you may have. And of course, continue to watch me every Friday on the Barkha Chulani channel. Till next week, it's goodbye and thank you.